Hey folks, welcome to the Safety Solutions Academy YouTube channel. I'm stuck here in Charlotte, North Carolina on a little bit of a delay on my way back from the Burbank School Attack Response Course Instructor Development class that took place this past Sunday. I'm traveling with my new Hazard4 discrete messenger bag. Defense messenger bag, excuse me, and I thought today would be an appropriate time for us to take a look at that bag actually in use and see what it is that I like, what it is I don't like, and where I think I'm headed with this bag. First thing first, you can see that I've got the bag mounted on top of my think tank roller. My think tank roller is a pretty handy device that I've been using to carry my camera, video, and audio gear around for the past year or so. Incredibly durable, incredibly handy, and the nicest thing about the Hazard4 bag is it fits nicely on top of the think tank. When we look at the bag of the Hazard4 Defense Messenger, we can see that we've got a 2-inch wide webbing strip that is designed specifically to go over the top of the handle of a roller case. There is Velcro on both sides of this strap. The intent of the Velcro is to be able to secure the bag and keep it in position. It has done that successfully. I have found that this bag does not rotate off to either side of the roller case while I'm using it, and that is a pretty handy feature. So far, really, that is a top-notch aspect of the Hazard4 Defense Messenger. There's no doubt that the shoulder strap is certainly sufficient to handle the load that the bag can carry. Not only is it, again, good durable 2-inch webbing, but it comes with a good sturdy shoulder pad that stays in place. I haven't found this shoulder pad to be slipping around or causing any kind of problems as far as comfort or functionality goes when it is that I carry the bag. In addition to that, up here on the top of the bag, we've got a good solid grab handle, 1-inch webbing that goes all the way around. I wouldn't be against seeing 2-inch webbing here on this handle, make it a little bit more comfortable to hold, a little bit wider, but you can see that in the top we've got areas to be able to attach gear. I've thrown a couple of carabiners on the bag. Could come in handy to do all kinds of things, from attaching keys to the bag or attaching the bag to something else. That heavy-duty shoulder strap on one side of the bag connects all the way down, just about halfway down the side of the bag, stitched in pretty solidly. You can see we've got webbing available here on the sides to attach things. I found that this webbing really isn't all that useful. One wide 2-inch piece and then several pieces of 1-inch piece webbing. I can't get anything in through this loop. I carry my water bottle right here on the inside of the bag, and it seems to make this stuff a little bit difficult to use. Change in how it is that I use the bag might be helpful. On the opposite end of the bag, you can see that we've got a big fat 2-inch buckle that's used to secure the shoulder strap. It's pretty handy to have a buckle here, I suppose, to be able to wrap the strap around things that you can't separate. But what I've found is with the lock on these buckles, the buckles don't seem to work as smoothly and efficiently as I'd like to see. Now, I don't use this particular buckle very often. However, on the front of the bag, we've got 2 buckles here that close the lid. And these buckles, I found a couple of issues. The first issue is the lock position on the buckle gets bumped around in moving, and so I have to consistently manipulate those buttons so that I'm able to unlock the Fastex buckle. Might not seem like a big deal, but when you're tired and traveling a lot, having to deal with little hassles like that can be a real pain in the backside. The other issue that I found with the buckles that really seems to be much more of a pain is the fact that it's really a give or take as to whether or not the buckle is going to go together. And I haven't been able to figure out what it is that makes the buckles hang up, but they seem to hang up on a pretty regular basis. I'm guessing that the lock is not completely disengaged, and it seems to be working fine right now, but I've consistently had problems getting the bag closed. Now, that's number one due to the design of the buckles and the fact that there's something going on whether the lock's partially engaged or not, but it also has to do with the fact that I'm carrying this bag pretty loaded. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at the inside of the bag. When we open it up, the first thing that jumps out at you is the map pocket that's available. Pretty handy feature. Yeah, Tyler Grant of Dynamic Training Strategies, that is your flash drive. It has traveled all over the country now. Now, I haven't done anything with it. Sorry, buddy, maybe someday. I do like the map pocket. I like to put things in there that I can see. The main drawback that I have with that map pocket is there's only one little piece of Velcro that secures it. Now, I don't use it necessarily as Hazard4 has designed it to be used. If I put little things in there, like I had my sweetener for my coffee in there, when I open up the flap like this, then those little things tend to drop out. So those little things that you want to be able to see, you want to have access to, you can't put them in this lid, or you risk the potential of losing them. Those sweeteners are down in the bottom of the bag someplace right now. I'm going to go ahead and just pull some of the gear out of the bag so you can see how much I actually do have stuff into it. It's a pretty substantial amount. I'm not going to take everything out. You can see in the back, in the padded case, is my laptop, and in front of that I'm running just a typical folder that you'd have there, a leather binder. I do have a sweater, a layer for me. It's an XL. I'm carrying a mic, so I've got my Rode NTG2 microphone with its stabilizer on it, so that's inside the bag, in there pretty easily. Got room for my toiletries. I've got two Julbo Gorilla tripods down on the bottom. Now these are the bigger of the two tripods. You can see them down there. There's 1 and 2. Those tripods take up a good bit of space down in there. In the front here, we've got these little pockets, set of headphones. I also have the cables. This is kind of my cable pocket, my charger for my laptop computer, and my bag with the XLR cables that I need for my digital recorders, and then my ID carrier from John Willis. Over in the other pocket is where I carry my digital video recorder. This recorder is what I use to do my podcast with. It goes right in this pocket, stays right there ready to go. And over here, of course, as I mentioned already, I've got my water bottle. It's a tight fit to get the water bottle down into the sleeve, but there's no doubt that it fits in there. If you have a larger Nalgene bottle, or a bottle that has a shape over, I don't know, it looks like a 2.5 inch, maybe a 3 inch diameter, it's not going in there. There is another bottle pocket here on the opposite side of the bag that you may or may not be able to see. I have not been using that, so I can't really attest to how that would work. There just isn't room for both of my tripods and 2 water bottles, and I only feel like I need to be carrying 1 bottle when I'm traveling alone. Moving back to the outside of the bag, you can see I've got my SOE Tactical Vertical Med Kit tear-off med pouch on the outside of the bag with all my sundry items that I typically keep in that. That's very handy to have there. And actually, before we go all the way to the outside, let's take a look at this front pocket. This is an area that I'm a little bit frustrated and disappointed with the bag. First thing, you'll notice that the major color that we have here is black. Makes it really hard to see what's inside the bag, inside this pocket. Beef jerky, that would have come in handy a little while ago, but my bag was stowed away, so I couldn't get it. An ample number of pockets for pens and writing utensils. There's some other open top pockets back behind the pockets that are there, and then there's one pocket, and it's kind of hard to see the contents in here because of the low light, but this is the one pocket that's kind of a smaller pocket. It's secured with Velcro, but as you just noticed, when I took the stuff out, it was unsecured. A major shortcoming in the bag is not enough little pockets that have secure closures, so I can put things like batteries, SD cards, things like my little square credit card reader. You know, those kinds of things need a special place, and that it doesn't exist on this bag. Now, what I'm considering doing is possibly getting some kind of a pouch. I'll take a look and see what SOE Tactical has, what survivalgearbags.com has, and we can attach some pouches that are dedicated to the front of the bag, and that may help things out. But if we go too much more out in this direction on the bag, we're going to run into problems from the standpoint of not being able to close the lid. Okay, last spot for us to take a look at is the outside flap pocket. A single zipper as opposed to a double zipper. This pocket, or this zipper up here on top, is your access pocket to get into the top of the bag without undoing the buckles. They provided us a double zipper here, but just a single zipper here. I would prefer to see a double zipper. I like to have my zippers centered up, always ready to go right in the middle, so I always know where to find them. I don't have to worry about which way the bag is facing or trying to figure it out. I just unzip and go to work. Let's take a look inside the pocket. I'm keeping it stuffed pretty full. Lots of those items that I want to have quick access to. I've got a hat and gloves. I've got some earphones. I've got all my address contacts and some other sundry items, a set of earplugs down there in the bottom, and a pen, my car keys, and a 5-hour energy. Now, I don't know if there's a car key hook inside this pocket, but this would be a great spot for there to be a hook for the keys. There's no place on the bag where there's a dedicated hook that exists for car keys or any other kind of a keychain. I would like to see that. There are a couple of D-rings in places where hooks could be installed, but no hook included with the bag. It's a pretty common item to find on even the lowest quality bags, so I'm kind of surprised it is not here. Now, as we wrap up, one of the things I want to make sure that I point out is that despite I talked about some areas where I feel like the bag is inadequate, all in all, the Hazard4 Defense Messenger is an outstanding bag. I'm very pleased with it. It served me very well through the past 48 hours of extensive travel with a lot of gear, and of course all that gear being technical gear, whether it was photo equipment, audio equipment, or video equipment. The bag has held up well. I don't have any marks or anything else, and I literally had to beat this bag into the overhead compartment on the regional jet flying into Burbank and flying out as well. Good news, my flight is here on the ground, so it sounds like I'm going to be able to get home and get some sleep before my appointments that I've got today, getting ready for defensive firearms course in Virginia, instructor development course. So we've got a lot going on. January, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the airports, flying around. We're going to be using this bag as we go, and we'll continue to report back to you folks as to how that bag's performing. And of course, if you've checked out my video on everyday carry in non-permissive environments, you saw some of that gear come out of this bag. I won't talk about it specifically, but there's no doubt that it's here, as I am in a non-permissive environment. Folks, if this looks like a bag that you're interested in, make sure you head on over to www.survivalgearbags.com. Check out what it is that Kelly has to offer in addition to the Defense Messenger. Make sure you get on out there, get yourself some training. When you do, make sure you keep it simple. Please stay safe, and as always, have a great day.